Yeah, most sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackey and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackey and Judd.
Yep. Yeah, this is like our 8th year. I was just looking back at some of the archives here because we have spreadsheets with all of our predictions going back years and years and years. In fact, I'm just for fun here. So this spreadsheet goes back to 2018. Then there's another one that like has some stuff from further back. Declan, you joined in like 2020.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at like Judd's predictions from 2018 in here.
Oh my God.
It's Pat Elflein will start all 16 games at center for the Vikings this season.
Yeah. Very relevant at the time.
Brian Dozier will be the MVP of the NLCS.
2019?
Presumably for...
Or 18 or 19?
18.
Dodgers. For the Dodgers.
For the Dodgers? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that prediction.
France will beat Croatia 2-0 specifically. Is that like the World Cup?
Yeah.
World Cup.
Was that you? Was that you or me?
That's you. I'm just reading your predictions.
What am I doing? What was I
LeBron
thinking?
and Paul George will sign with the Lakers. Ooh, that's a bad beat. Because LeBron signed with the Lakers. But not Paul George.
So now we're going back and seeing how wrong I was in 2018. And
Kirk Cousins will win the NFL MVP in 2018.
Well, yeah, it's set up for that, didn't it? Final piece of the puzzle. Pieces are in place.
This should be a feature. We just go back and read historical wrong predictions from everybody. I had one that said Germany will beat Brazil exactly 2-1 in the World Cup final. So we must have been on a World Cup kick back in the day there. But so here's how this works. We're the only show dumb enough to put statistics next to our predictions here. We do a football version on Purple Daily. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. Those are the parameters here. Those are the rules. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate, like our guy, the legendary Chuck Aoki.
One of my favorites.
One of our longtime friends and listeners and a badass wheelchair rugby player for Team USA, which has World Cup in Paris coming up in a few weeks. He's going to step in here and make predictions for the first time in a while. You can send Declan a note through the feedback tab in the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled for some time here in the coming weeks. So let's start here with Judd's accountability session. A lot of red here. A lot of red.
I sound like Kirk when he gets hit. Ow!
You said the Gophers would beat Northwestern by 14 or more points.
I really wish I could flip this prediction off right now, but I feel that'd be...
Yeah, they had it there. They had a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter. But
I'd love to see the ESPN probability chart at like the start of the fourth quarter for this, and then just seeing the red line go all the way down.
You know, did you guys ever, maybe it's still the same way with the NCAA football games for like PlayStation. I used to play like NCAA 03, 04, and they used to have a mode where for a lot of the historical comebacks, it would be like the Doug Flutie Hail Mary game or whatever it is, or either historical comebacks, or it would be a game where like Nebraska scored a touchdown in the Orange Bowl at the last second, right? You could start the game from the point of conflict.
Yeah. Yep.
Or all right, you are such and such team, and you're down by 21 points. Can you complete the comeback? Right. Mm-hmm. If you were to do this in real life and say, okay, PJ Fleck, you have a 21-point lead on Northwestern here with like 12 minutes to go. How many times out of 100 can you successfully blow that lead? It can't be very many. And somehow they found a way. Because Gophers. So, anyhow, okay. Judd, you said the Twins will fall out of first place at least once before the season ends. They did not.
Oh, this one's old. Yep.
You said by the end of the season, Max Kepler and Joey Gallo would be off the Twins roster. I think that's safe to pull out.
Max Kepler, man. What a rebound.
Yeah.
Joey Gallo should have been off the roster, by the way. I was right on that one.
And he probably won't be on the playoff roster at this point. You said Carlos Correa would play at least 140 games for the Twins in 2023. So he's played 135.
Oh!
And they have 5 games left. But I have not seen a press release that says he's playing today.
No.
Yeah.
That's a terrible beat. I feel awful for myself. I feel I got screwed, but there is no question that you should take it off the board.
You also said on the successful side that Shohei Ohtani won't be playing when the Angels visit Target Field this September, and he was not. He's back in Japan. All right, a little bloodbath for me here. We'll start with the bad here.
Oh,
Carlos Correa will finish the season with an OPS of 750 or better. Well, he's at 710 or 711 right now, and he's probably not going to gain 40 points in 5 games in which he's not playing. Yeah. So Joey Gallo would have a month where he hits at least 8 home runs between now and the end of the season. Alex Kirilloff will finish with the highest OPS on the Twins roster by season's end. He has a good OPS, but it's like 120 points behind Royce Lewis. Minimum 100 plate appearances. I said before his injuries, Royce Lewis would finish top 4 in runs scored for the Twins by the end of the season, despite the late call-up. He was tracking, by the way, if not for a little injury here and there. I said Miguel Sano would hit at least 25 home runs in non-Major League Baseball games between, I think it was like February and October 31st. So like minor league baseball or Korean baseball organization. He hasn't played baseball.
No one can find him. I have no idea where he is.
He didn't even play. He didn't play in Japan. He didn't play in Korea.
No.
He didn't play at.
I don't think he played.
He didn't sign a minor league contract with anyone. He's just out of baseball apparently.
How big do you think he is right now?
He's probably going to get in the best shape of his life, is my guess, for next minor league baseball season. But then I correctly predicted the Wolves' original logo would be on the Target Center court for a game.
Here we go, Declan.
At some point this year. And so, all right, moving on to listener predictors.
No challenge flag, Declan? I thought, come on.
I do not like this prediction.
What's wrong with this? It's a correct prediction.
You knew that the old logos were coming back. You knew that this was going to happen. And within 12 hours of you making this prediction, it was announced. You were told something. It's fine. It's not not like you're giving yourself a home run. It's a fun little seeing eye single up the middle. But you question me sometimes the integrity to write that down.
Let me go back to the rules of write that down. First of all, you'll have to talk to my lawyer Chase. If you have any issues with my lawyer has told me to plead the fifth on any sort of contention here. I'm going to reread the rules of how write that down works. 3 predictions from everybody each week, and they must be quantifiable. The only time that we ever really poke holes, and it's more peer pressure than anything else, is if someone puts an absolute layup up on the board, right? Like the Twins will not be no hit in the first round of the playoffs, would be borderline offensive. Or if something has already happened or has been reported, like Judd tries to sneak these sometimes, where he'll see a report on the internet and then he'll be like,
I'm not saying a word. Why am I being dragged into this? There
was no reporting on this. I just made a prediction.
Oh, okay. So hold on a second. So the fact that an episode last week got done and you have a post-show thing. It's an awesome idea with our friends at Federated Insurance, and you bring on other people that are leaders. That's great. And one of them was from the Wolves. You're telling me that had nothing to do with the fact that we then found out very quickly the court was going to have.
I will say on the record, Ryan Tanke was my guest on Stepping Up, presented by Federated Insurance. Ryan Tanke did not tip me off or tell me about this logo situation. Hand on the Bible of Mackey and Judd.
Okay.
All
right.
You guys are just listen. Don't be mad because I have clairvoyance when it comes to the Timberwolves. Okay, just because I see things before other people see them.
I am going to remember these words. Sounds good.
Okay, you talk to my lawyer, Chase. Okay. Here's some listener predictions. Josh said the Twins will go exactly 82 and 80. Brent said Dwayne McBride would have a red zone touchdown in the first 4 weeks of the season. Well, he is not active here He's not on the active roster for the fourth game. Michael said Royce Lewis will finish with a better batting average and more home runs than Carlos Correa, and Lewis will finish the season with the Twins. Well, Lewis would have to hit 4 home runs to tie Correa here, and he's on the injured list with 5 games to go, so we'll take this one off. Julian has 2 predictions coming off here. Vikings will beat the Eagles and Niners in 2023. They already lost to the Eagles. Correa will finish the season with a career high in home runs. He will not. Zach says Buxton will play in at least 100 games, hit 30 home runs, and steal at least 30 bases this year.
Sounded good.
And Connor said the Twins will win at least 90 games in 2023. Mathematically, they cannot. The other Thor, this is a home run here because this does not happen very often in Twins history. The other Thor said the Twins will have 3 pitchers eclipse 150 innings.
Nice.
Joe Ryan just surpassed it.
Nice.
Mike said Twins will win at least 3 of their last 5 series. They already have. Luke says Kepler will remain on the Twins during the course of the season.
Take that, Judd. And
Tyler said Royce Lewis will play more games at third base than anyone else on the Twins in 2023. Nice. Mathematically, he has. All right. Nice week for Declan here. He said Byron Buxton will play in at least 10 games in center field in the month of September. So that's the bad news. Yep. But the good news is you said Louis Varland will throw at least 100 miles an hour by the end of the year. I have seen he has been clocked at 100, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes.
And the Twins would be the first team in the American League to clinch their division. And they were. Nice. So with that, Judd, your lead has narrowed again here, but you still have a pretty comfortable lead in the batting average department. 314 average to Declan's 286. Listeners 279. I'm at 235, having the worst season of my career. Judd with 6 home runs, just ahead of Declan's 5, my 5, and the listeners' 4. All-time, Declan leads with a 368 average. Judd with 285 hits leads the league. And the listeners with 46 home runs lead the league on their end. Woo! There's your accountability session here. Talk to my lawyer. Let's bring him in here. He's been a friend of the show for like 10 years. He is one of the best wheelchair rugby players in the world, quite frankly. Team USA is headed over to Paris for World Cup coming up. Chuck is a longtime Vikings fan and a friend of Score North here. Chuck Aoki, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, guys, it's a pleasure to see you. Pleasure to see you. Excited to be here.
Good to see you. How are you feeling after the 0-3 start here?
Well, the only real highlight of the season so far has been my beautiful big TCL TV I've got out there that I watch the games on. Other than that, it's a little rough. It's been rough as it's been for all of us, but we stay persistent, right? We stay vigilant.
Yeah. Or you start to pray for a tank job, which I think is where some of the fan base is at this point.
Yeah. I'm getting there too. We're talking about the potential of Kurt going to Atlanta the other day, and I think you missed one important concept. Arthur Smith, coach of the Atlanta Falcons, he cut his teeth where? Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest with ourselves. Kirk Cousins threw the check down so that Ryan Tannehill could run play action, right? Like this is like the origin story. Like it's such a perfect fit.
I love it. Add another piece to the puzzle that's sort of adding up here in the next
all
month.
Coming together.
Kirk Cousins to the Falcons. So, Chuck, we're going to start with you here, and we'll go around the room, and we'll go Chuck, Judd, Declan, back to me. By the way, what was your first ever Minnesota sports memory? What was like the first time you ever threw a remote at a TV, or like when did you start becoming a fan?
Oh, the first one for me is it's 41 Donut by far. I remember at halftime being so upset. I think I was like, I don't know, 9, 10, little kid. I turned off TV and my dad's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I was furious. I was like, "I don't want to watch this anymore." And he kind of just nodded in a very knowing way, like, "Yep, there you go. That's it." So and of course, that's my first memory. I also remember the Twins made the playoffs for the first time. That was really exciting. But 41 Donut, it even now, there's a little like it hurts the heart a little bit to remember it. But.
Yeah, that's when isn't that Declan? Wasn't that your first
Mine
Vikings
too,
memory?
2000.
Too?
That season's like my first conscious like sports memories too, Chuck. And I remember my dad saying going into that Giants game, "Deck, I think this team's gonna go to the Super Bowl."
Oh my God!
And boy, were we wrong. He was wrong. I was just impressionable. I was
How
your
could
age
you say
too.
that after '98? I never thought for a second that team was actually going to win that game.
I think we're going to the Super Bowl. I remember I'm driving over to his friend John's house, and we were convinced we were going to the Super Bowl. Did not happen.
But going into that game, like the Giants, Kerry Collins was their quarterback. Yeah. That was not a great Giants team. You felt like, okay, this is weird, but the Vikings are here.
98 had warmed you up, though, for disappointment. So, like, I was just like, okay, you know what? This is such a long shot. Like, they don't even deserve to be here. The Giants don't deserve to be here. And then they just get their drawers blown up.
They shouldn't even have an NFC Championship game. Just
just call
whoever comes out.
Just call it.
Amazing. So, Chuck, let's start with you. What is your first prediction here?
Write it down. You like writing things down?
Yes, I've got one short-term and a couple longer-term ones. So, first prediction, write this down. This is for this Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. The Vikings will play a 2-score game. The final score will be 2 scores. Now, you'll notice I've hedged a little here and left the possibility of that going the other way. But I think this is going to be a 2-score game. I think it's going to go the Vikings' way, but I'm leaving open the possibility. So write it down. Vikings versus Panthers on October 1st will be a 2-score football game.
Wow. I love this one. So they've played.
Faith.
It's 21 games since the beginning of last year, right? 17, and then the playoff, and then 3.
Yep.
And they were 11-0. Now they're 0-4. So they've played 15 1-score games out of the 21 games in Kevin O'Connell's coaching career so far.
Yep. But it ends this weekend. It ends on Sunday.
One way or the other.
It's Kirktober. It's got to happen.
Oh, that's Kirktober.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking about that on Tuesday. Kirktober is here. You know it's going to happen now.
Oh yeah.
I think Kirktober is kind of a misnomer though, because isn't Kirkvember his best month?
Kirkvember is also pretty dang good too. Yeah.
Well, in the stats,
why not all? It's been Kirktember this year. He's been awesome.
Right, the stats have been there. Yeah, exactly right.
Just don't talk about Kirkuary. You know that's where you get where you get in trouble. That's where you get in a little bit of.
And the Vikings have been paying for Kirkruary, and they haven't gotten that far. Kirkuary and Kirkruary.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Judd. What's your first prediction?
Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to get the play call here on my. I'm trying to get my play call on my. Write that down. What? What's that?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Wow, this unnecessary trolling here of Kirk Cousins will not stand.
Clock it, Judd.
Clock. No, TJ, catch this. Write this down. I am going to put my money where my mouth is here because I promised I would do this in an official capacity, and the playoffs start on Tuesday. So we obviously will not have or write that down before then. So here it is. The Twins will lose their first round series next week. I told you guys I was going to say that. Last 2 times I've picked them to win. They have let us down. This is, yes, I will fully admit I am hoping to lose this. It's a reverse jinx, but I have done nothing but pick them. I picked them to beat the Yankees. I picked them to beat the Astros. They lost, right? So the only answer is to doubt them so that they hear this and come at me with, see, Zolgad, we told you.
So, really think you're suited to be the 4th guy in our group, Buzz Killington?
Wow.
Twins lose, first round series. Write that down.
I'm fine with this.
Fully hoping to lose.
I think the reverse jinx attempt here, I think, is notable.
I just wouldn't have said anything.
Rocco's going to be in there saying, Judd is looking for clicks, we're looking for wins. Like, that's what it's going to be.
Yep, that's exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is. Rocco, use this.
Fishing for clicks.
Full permission. Use this.
Clickety, clickety,
Love
clickety.
It,
write this down.
Love that.
All right, Dex.
All right, write this down. I'm going to buy that both the Twins players and the injured lists here are going to be healthy and active for game 1. So write it down. Royce Lewis and Carlos Correa will be active and start at third and short for game 1 of the first round playoff series. Yep. So Royce Lewis and Correa active, and both them at their defensive positions of third and shortstop, respectively. Write it down.
Okay.
Write this down.
Yeah, I have one from last week where I think they're both going to be active. I'm a little more worried about Royce Lewis. Yeah. I feel like I've made about 100 predictions about this playoff series. I'm going to make another one. Let's keep, and I'm going to keep the positive mojo. I'm not going to be like Judd here. I'm going to keep putting the positive mojo out there.
You're jinxing it every time you say something positive.
This team. We just did an exorcism of the last 18 years of playoff failures on the Twin Show today, the Scorner Twin Show. And so everyone can go into next week now with clear mind, clear eyes. Exactly. So write this down. One of the Twins starting pitchers in that series, the first round wildcard series, will hit double-digit strikeouts in a start. We're going to get a shove performance from one of those 3 guys. A Joe Ryan, a Sonny Gray, of Pablo Lopez. One of them is going to shove. Is that a home run?
Yes.
If we get double-digit strikeouts from one of those guys? Okay.
Yep, because I think I'm not going to use this prediction, but I think it's hard for just starting pitchers to go 7 innings in a playoff game. You got bullpens, you're playing matchups, you're playing leverage. So, yes, I would say...
We need like 10 in 6 innings from Sonny Gray
and that's
something.
a lot. That's a lot. So, yeah.
Doable.
Write it down.
Very doable. Yeah.
Yep. Let's make it
Write this down.
All right, back to Charles here. Chuck Aoki.
Yes. Thank you. Mine is also Twins pitching related. My next one. I have the Twins pitchers in the playoffs. So I'm, wherever it ends, or if Judd's cynicism is right, which, let's not kid ourselves, might be, the Twins pitchers will combine to throw a shutout in one game.
Ooh.
No, that's
in the wild card round or in the playoffs, did you say?
I'm saying playoffs. I'm giving myself that space again,
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of hedge here, wherever it comes out. So
Chuck knows how to play the game.
Well,
knows how to play the
hedging,
game.
Just hedging a little bit here.
Oh, boy, you guys. All right, write this down. I'm going to continue on my path, reverse jinxes, to help this team out, because I am the wicked baseball witch of the Midwest.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
And here it is. The Twins will have at least one game in the wild card series in which they will strike out 10 or more times. The Twins will have double-digit strikeouts in at least one of the 3 games.
I love how Judd's just cleaning up right now. He's going to be right, probably.
But
you're playing the historical odds quite well here, I will say.
Dropping wisdom on us. We can't.
But sometimes I also get burned. So I'm telling you right now, I'm actively rooting for these predictions to be wrong, because in 19 and 20, I was like all of you guys and had faith, and they bit me in the ass. So I'm actually, again, this is all on purpose to try to end the losing streak. I am falling on the sword here for this entire state and franchise.
Right. This feels, I don't know. This feels a little used car salesman-y to me.
Write this down.
Something feels off about this.
Thank you for your courage, though, Judd.
You're welcome. Yep. You're welcome. In fact, I'm going to.
Okay, I thought he was going to take his shirt off there for him. I wasn't sure what was happening.
Very nervous where that was.
He's got his Twins, his
fan
appreciation day Twins stocking cap on.
Yep, just to show that I am actually on your side. I am a double agent for the Astros, or the Twins against the Astros.
Writing things down.
All right, back to Declan.
All right, write this down. We're doing some roster projections. I'm going to say this. Andrew Stevenson will make the Twins' initial playoff roster, and Byron Buxton will be left off said roster.
Okay.
So Stevenson makes it, Buxton off. He will not be on the initial playoff roster. Write it down.
Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
I also have a Twins playoff roster prediction. Write this down. Brock Stewart and Chris Paddock will be on the Twins wild card roster. I think we're going to see Paddock one more time just to make sure, and they probably don't love that, but dude's pumping 99 miles an hour. You don't have a ton of reliable guys toward the end of that list. I will say Paddock and Brock Stewart will both be on the playoff roster. Write it down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to Chuck for your third and final prediction.
Yes, third and final one. I'm taking us back to the Purple Pride. I'll admit that's where my head's been more lately. I've got to get, like you guys, more focused on the Twins here. But my last one, long term, but we'll put it out there. Cam Akers is going to finish with more rushing yards than Alexander Madison.
Ooh, even after a 3-week head start.
That's bold. That's a for sure home run, I think.
When O'Connell got up there and said, we're going to start benching people for dropping the ball, there's only a couple candidates, and it's not going to be the guy they just made the highest paid player in the league. I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Right? I think if the ball hits his hands once it's on the ground, that's it. I think they're done with him. So,
well, yeah, dude. Yeah. I think also, like, who has fumbled? Hawkinson, highest paid tight end. Cousins has a few fumbles. They're not benching him for fumbles. He's talking to Madison.
Right. It has to be Madison, unless you're Brandon Powell's in danger of losing the punt return job.
He was super pissed at the Hawk. He's super mad because, and he knows exactly what I said, you guys. He knows that guy sitting out training camp, team practices really hurt him.
Yeah.
Like you can see it.
Maybe.
He's really mad at Hawkinson. He can't bench him, but he's really mad at him.
Right. If I'm Hawkinson, I hope Hawkinson shows up on the injury list with an ear infection this week, just so you guys feel bad.
With a double bird infection? I've got the double bird, which is what I gave my coach.
One of you guys said the other day that Schefter doesn't give opinions, but Schefter was so sassy about the ear thing. Like, Schefter gets out there now. He's edgy.
Yeah, he does. He's kind of squirrely, and then McAfee kind of draws him out.
Yeah. Oh, my bonus one is that I do not believe Taylor Swift will attend the Vikings-Chiefs game. She's got to get ready for international tour.
I think we should give Chuck. Let's give the bonus.
Yeah, that's just a bonus. That's just for fun. It's in the news. We got to stay current here.
By the way, you can follow Chuck on Instagram at Chuck Aoki. Just follow him up on Instagram. Is that also your Twitter or X handle too, Chuck Aoki?
My X handle was taken by someone a long time ago. So the X Twitter handle is Aoki, AOKI, the number 5, Chuck.
There you go. Okay.
But doing a lot more on Instagram these days, but happy to have anybody anywhere.
Hey, since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Write That Down, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this pinnacle moment?
Oh my God! Besides you three?
Yeah, I mean we obviously we have such an impact on your
huge
life and accomplishments. Yeah,
I agree. Oh, I think I'll get cheesy and I'll thank. I recently got married last December.
Congratulations, man!
Held in Minneapolis at Hennepin Avenue Church. Did the reception at Windows on Minnesota. So Liz Aoki, she won't listen to this. She's not a big sports fan, but got to give her a shout out. She keeps everything going while I'm here. And of course, my parents drove me all those practices, let me be on Team USA for 3 Paralympics and hopefully a 4th next year. So
awesome, man. Love having you on. Great catching up with you, and good luck overseas. We'll get you on again sometime, Chuck.
Sounds great. You guys are the best.
There he is, Chuck Aoki, longtime friend of the show.
You're the best.
No, you.
No, you're the best. You hang up. No, you hang up.
Oh, you. Before we get to our final predictions here and also a random Minnesota athlete of the week, if you guys go to scorenorth.com/shop, you can find a couple things. You can find our merchandise store where you can get your Score North and Purple Daily themed hooded sweatshirts, T-shirts, whatever it is. And you can also find the collectibles wing where you can get your hands on some amazing autographed and framed items for your man cave, for your basement, your office. This is a Torrey Hunter custom autographed jersey that you see on your screen on the YouTube channel right now, all courtesy of our friends at Universal Sports Auctions. So if you get in there at scorenorth.com/shop, click on collectibles, use the code SCORE, SKOR, for 10% off all items site-wide at checkout. And I think you'll like what you see in the collectibles wing of the scorenorth.com/shop. Okay, boys.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Judd, what is your third negative Twins prediction?
Third and final. Again, with the hope of ending a losing streak by not being positive and instead thinking things will go wrong, in which the Twins will now calm down and help us out, Alex Bregman will hit the first home run of the wild card series. I'm going to assume it's going to be the Stros, so if that's wrong, it's wrong, but I'm sorry. I need to do this. This is a purging. Alex Bregman will hit the first home run of the wild card series against the Twins.
Against the Twins.
Yeah, I'm going for
still
that's a parlay.
You could technically
no. The purge is the purge
against the Twins.
So if I don't say the Twins, it's technically not the purge. So I have to identify the Twins. Okay. This is all being done. I know this sounds crazy, but it's all being done to try to get 3 wrong.
And there is a chance, the Mariners won last night. So the Mariners beat the Astros last night. They're a half game back of the Stros. So this could come off the board before. If the Mariners jump the Astros, then you're just wrong right out of the gate. Maybe you screwed it up.
Well, that might be the case. Anyway, I am doing my best here.
Okay. Declan, what is your third final prediction?
Okay, so I think when we were trying to project when this playoff game was going to start, as in the start time, we just assumed the Twins are going to get the first game because they're the Twins. But looking at the wild card schedule, no New York, no Boston, no LA. The Cubs are a road team, but not exactly all big markets that are in these wild card games that just automatically put the Twins first. So write it down. The Twins will get a night playoff game in the wild card round. I'm quantifying that as a 5 p.m. start or later.
Yeah. And if they get to a game 3,
well,
and
game
like
3,
and they're the only game or something, or
prime time,
could see that happening for sure. Okay,
write this down.
Okay, write this down. I'm excited. I think Judd, you're tailgating this weekend, right? We're gonna be tailgating. You're going to the game, Gophers game.
Yeah, there's not an official tailgate though.
No, but we can go bum someone else's tailgate. We'll be in the tailgate lots.
But yeah, we are in the.
You guys just
we are in the nice seats. Thanks to a couple friends of ours. I don't want to name any names, but yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, we have like friends who have tailgates around.
We're driving Babu, full disclosure, to the actual game, and so yes, we will go hit up some folks. Yeah, but there's no official Babu tailgate.
Some kegs and eggs for that 11 a.m. start time this weekend, as the Gophers take on the Ragin' Cajuns from the University of Louisiana. They've had a real tough schedule early on, playing Northwestern State, Old Dominion, Alabama, Birmingham, and Buffalo University. Those Ragin' Cajuns. So here's my prediction. Write this down. The Gophers will either at some point trail by double digits in this game or be trailing in the second half. Or be trailing in the second half.
Oh, wow.
So they'll either be down by double digits or trailing in the second half against the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns.
Okay. Off of that point, question for you. Do you think at any point in time PJ Fleck's job, so not him bolting, PJ Fleck's job should be in jeopardy? What's your opinion?
Oh my God. Can I ask first, is that so they are like the Gophers are double-digit favorites in this game?
Yeah.
Is this
this would be disastrous again.
It's a touchdown. Is it a touchdown if at home to a double-digit favorite Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, or do I need to add to this?
I think but the fact you're saying trailing in the second half, no.
So if I just said down by double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what? I only care about home runs at this point because I'm hitting 230. So I will say just the first part of that is all I want in this prediction. They will be trailing by double digits to this football team at some point in this game.
I think that's fair.
To your question, I can't stand PJ as an in-game tactician. I think he has no idea how to use timeouts. The fact that you would have no idea how to just like manage a game to preserve a 3-touchdown lead. He had the Bowling Green loss a while back. Like there's something about his in-game coaching that just there's huge gaps. But I think you got to be careful. Like he is one of the best coaches in terms of win-loss records in Gopher football history.
Is what I said. Yep.
He's having a better run than Glenn Mason had. And Glenn Mason had a lot more meltdowns, blowing like 3-4 touchdown leads. So I think there's room to be highly critical of some of the stuff that PJ does without going all the way and saying he should be fired or his job should be on the line. Now, if they get beat by the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns at home on homecoming, let's have this discussion again sometime next week. But I don't think his job should be in jeopardy. But I do think he needs to be better in some areas in-game as a coach.
Yeah, my question is, because my response is I would not fire him, because my question is, who are you going to replace him with? Like who? It used to be, well, go get Tony Dungy. Well, those guys aren't coming, okay?
Yeah.
So like if you're going to go get a Mac guy again, for instance, this heat reminds me a little bit of when you were in school and you guys all got tired of Glenn, fire Mason. And I know he had some terrible defeats, but in retrospect, what did that really do? It got you Brewster because they're like, let's go get,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I will stand by.
I do think
the Glenn Mason era, like some of those losses were way beyond anything we've seen with Fleck, although this Northwestern loss is pretty high up there. But
yeah. Yes.
So I don't know. He can drive you nuts a little bit, but unless I know for sure, if you're telling me like, okay, here's the guy that's coming in
and it's not
100% ironclad for sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right, boys, let's time for a random Minnesota athlete of the week here. It's Judd's turn to throw out the clues.
I got to find it here.
We go losers out. If you lose, you throw out the clues the next week. I'm on a 6-game winning streak here. It's kind of uncharted territory here. Mike Modano, Brent Gates, JJ Barea, Steve Lombardozzi, Ramon Ortiz, and Casey Blake. So we started doing this about 4 or 5 months ago. The random Minnesota athlete spun off of the random Viking of the week as Judd puts his Twins bucket hat on. I have 10 wins, Declan has 5, and Judd has 3. The first 3 wins went to Judd.
I haven't won
and
since.
He has not won in 4 months, and now he's throwing out clues.
Shame, I'm very embarrassed.
So Declan and I get up to 3 incorrect guesses. We shout out the answer if we think we know. Judd throws out the clues here.
Not surprisingly, as we are on the precipice of playoff baseball starting, we're going to go with a random twin.
Okay.
So we're going to keep it with the Twins, which is why I switched from my stocking cap, because my head got hot, to my summer cap, to my flippy flop cap. All right, so let's start. Random Minnesota athlete. This random twin hails from Caracas, Venezuela. He was originally signed by the Los Angeles Dodgers as an amateur free agent. This random twin then spent his first 7 pro seasons toiling in the minor leagues. So he signed as an amateur free agent with the Dodgers and then proceeded to spend 7 years in the minors. Despite this lengthy period that it took him to come up and play in the big leagues, once he did, he went on to play 16 seasons in the big leagues and in 971 games.
Wow.
16 seasons, 971 games.
As a big leaguer after 7 seasons in the minors.
What's weird? 16 seasons. I was doing some math there. Okay.
Only 3 of those games did come at the outset of his big league career with the Dodgers. So the Dodgers drafted him. They had him in their system for 7 years. He comes up, gets his first cup of coffee in the show, and it's only 3 games as in Dodger blue. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
The first big league team to give him a legitimate chance at playing time was the Colorado Rockies.
LaTroy Hawkins.
No, buzzer.
Yeah, with the Twins.
Yeah, he came up here.
Venezuela?
I'm just throwing out names.
Ken Herbeck. Okay. This former twin and a random twin ended up playing for 11 teams during the course of that 16-season big league career. So 11 big league teams, just to be clear. All right. Three clues given separately, interwoven. So if you have a guess, certainly shout it out. But these 3 clues will now come in sort of rapid fire succession to try and help out.
Mm-hmm.
This former twin is a 2-time World Series champion. So he has 2 World Series rings. Those titles came with the Cubs and Nationals. Both of those titles came, though, as a coach.
Oh. Wow. Oh, my God.
So he never won one as a player, but he won 2 as a coach.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to envision these coaching staffs.
Okay. He remains a coach to this day on the Washington National staff with Davey Martinez.
I still can't figure out if this guy is like he's got to be a pitcher. I don't know how you play 16 seasons. Even if you only play 100 games a season, that's like, he's got to be a pitcher. I'm giving Declan hints now, but.
No, I figured it was a reliever.
Actually, he was a career 223 hitter.
I don't know, that might be a clue to throw us off the scent here.
All right, I'm going to give you some of his, not all, because it would go on for too long. Big league managers, okay? This starts at the start of his career, so it's Dodgers, Rockies.
So Tommy Lasorda, probably, huh?
No, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell?
Bill Russell with the Dodgers. Jim Leland with the Rockies. Davey Lopes Bobby Cox, Gardy, Dusty Baker, Lou Piniella.
Dude, this is a great one. Oh my God.
Dusty came to me this morning.
Gardy,
not in a dream though, because that dream was Joe Namath playing quarterback for the Jets.
Venezuela.
Tell me when to fire away.
Braves. Play for the Braves, the Twins. The Reds? Or the Giants? Not the Giants. You keep going. You can keep going.
Okay.
Oh, so he played for them.
Sort of the purpose of this being the random Minnesota athlete is because he was in the lineup the last time the Twins won a playoff game.
Of course he was. Well, the lineup?
He was in the lineup.
Henry Blanco?
Yes!
That's nice. Nice job, dude. Nice job.
Awesome.
That's a great
Good job.
Nice job, dude. Son of a... It makes sense. A backup catcher makes sense there.
And he
I should
wasn't
have thought backup catcher.
And in 2004, when Maurer got hurt, he actually caught a ton, but he was a backup catcher.
Yeah.
John Boy tweeted out the lineup of both of those games like 2 days ago when the Yankees got eliminated from the playoffs, saying like, "Hey, this was the Twins lineup," and Blanco was on there.
Great job, Dex. That's nice pull, man. That's one of our better off the scent kind of things there. Nice.
What does he coach? Like what?
Nationals.
No. Like what's his position?
Oh, he was bullpen coach, and they promoted him to like an advisor for like catching now. It's some new. These coaching jobs are now like redefined in very different ways. But he did get promoted.
The 6-game winning
and he was
streak.
on the Cubs, and he was on the Cubs staff as a coach because he caught. So the managers ended with Dusty Baker and Piniella with the Cubs.
Yep, that makes some sense.
Twins lowballed him after 2004, so he left.
All right, there it is. Declan ending the 6-game winning streak here. We'll see if Judd can end his 4-month streak next week on Random Minnesota Athlete here.
Doing good on Vikings, but it's just I've been really scuffling. Well, and I didn't get the Madonna one when I did get it, but I didn't say it as a guess.
I can tell you next week's, you can prepare yourself mentally. Next week will be a twin, 100%, because they'll be in the middle of a playoff run. So, yeah.
I feel like it has to be right now. Yep. Don Mincher. Make it Don Mincher. I'll have a chance.
Maybe I will. Declan, remember Don Mincher in case I go
just
frontal
guess
here.
Don Mincher before Phil even starts.
All right, that's a wrap here. You write that down Wednesday. We'll catch you guys on the Score on Our Twin Show. Catch you guys on Purple Daily and everywhere else.